Hey Canada, hey Canada, welcome to Pull Your Head Out of Your Ass Canada. Drill bit here. Hey, listen, we're going to drill right into a subject that's really pissing me off. We've got Quebec here, and they're arguing over these transfer payment, equalization payments, they call them. And Jason Kenney's saying how it's unfair and so on and so forth, right? Now, you got Francois Legault, the premier of Quebec, stating that Quebec is entitled to it and they have the right to be as rich as other provinces. I say bullshit. Now, if you're a province like Alberta or northeastern BC, Saskatchewan, and you develop your resources and gain wealth by that, you should be able to keep it. Plain and simple. Quebec will not divine or develop their own resources. They're against shale gas or drilling or fracking. They're against our energy going through their province, yet tankers and all that go to the East Coast all the time. And that's kind of funny because how the East Coast doesn't bitch about oil tankers coming into our country, and there's over 4,000 a year, besides what gets pumped up from the States from the east side, and we're sitting here landlocked. So here's Quebec telling Jason Kenney that there's no way that this is going to get renegotiated because Quebec has the right to be as rich as other provinces. Again, I say bullshit. Holy hell. When you develop stuff, and like in any business, when you develop stuff and you work at your business and you take on technology and you get better at what you do and you come out on top compared to your competitors, good for you. That's what you did. You put the work into it and you made it happen and made it better for yourself. Quebec sitting there with their hand out, thinking they're entitled, and Legault says to Jason Kenney that there ain't no changes. It'll take 20 years to change it. I say bullshit to that too. It is absolutely wrong. And then they're saying that even if Alberta holds a referendum about this equalization payments, it's not legally binding because it's in our constitution. Legault says that was the original deal when Quebec joined Confederation in 1890 something, whatever it is. Well, the equalization payments didn't come about until 1952, and then into our Constitution in 1982. And the formula sucks because times changed. Back in those days, it was one way, and today it's a different way. So we should have the right to renegotiate. Contracts get renegotiated all the time, and Quebec doesn't want to develop their own resources, but other provinces do, and they feel they're entitled to it. That, oh my God, it's like, here we are. We got the Quebecers, Quebecans, nationalists. Like, I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. Are we all not Canadians? If you're born and raised here, are we not all Canadians? Shouldn't we be in the same boat, going the same direction, working together to make Canada better? I would say, like, for them to sit there and just put their nose up at us trying to get pipelines through there, but they'll take the equalization payments, okay? Now, for 2019, Quebec got $13.1 billion, $13.1 billion in transfer payments. Alberta got zero, absolutely zero. Now, I'm going to give you a little information here, and this information comes from Finance Canada, okay? This is a total of lifelong equalization payments here in Canada, okay? Now, I'm going to go through some of it. I'm not going to include the East Coast. I'm just going to give you a kind of a rundown, okay? Now, British Columbia total since this started have gotten 0.6% of the total money moving around for $3 billion. $3 billion. That's all they've received, okay? Now, if I was BC, I'd be pissed off too. Now, here you go to Alberta. We are, percentage-wise, 0.0. We didn't get anything in 2019. Nothing, okay? Absolutely zippo. But we did, and since it started, we have only been paid $92 million. $92 million, okay? So then we've got Saskatchewan, at 2.1%. For $8 billion total lifetime since it started. And then we got Manitoba at 11.7 at 46 billion, right? Ontario, which I was a little surprised about, they're only in it for 4.2% at $17 billion. Okay, well, that's a surprise to me. I thought it was more, right? Okay, but now you got Quebec. Lifetime payments to them since the equalization payments came into the works here, okay? They have received, out of the total of all the provinces, 50.5% of equalization payments for a total of $198 billion. Okay? Legault says Quebec has the right to be as rich as the other provinces. I say bullshit. Jesus Christ. How is that fair? How is that fair? And they still bitch and whine about things that are going on around them and anything that affects them. And I'm sick and tired of hearing the word Quebecers, Quebecans. I met a guy in Mexico a few years, and he's from Canada, he says, and all that. And we sit down, we're having a drink. And he says to me, he says, I'm not a Canadian, I'm a Quebecan. Well, that was the end of that conversation in a goddamn hurry. A Quebecan? What the hell is a Quebecan? Does it say Quebecan on your passport, asshole? Probably not. It probably says Canadian. So I don't get this nationalist bullshit and all that, and they want to separate at one time and all that. They couldn't afford to. Who's going to give them the money to survive? Holy damn. It's absolutely ludicrous what they're doing. How is that fair? And they don't want to renegotiate. Jason Kenney is warning him and telling him, like, hey, this is not fair. We got to renegotiate. There's no reason why provinces that develop their resources and get them out to market and gain wealth, why do they have to kick that much money to Quebec? Because they don't want to develop their own resources. They just feel they're entitled because they're Quebecans, I guess. I don't know, which is bullshit. Francois Legault, you are an asshole. You can take your separatist idea, your nationalist idea, and your Quebecans. You know what? I thought we were all Canadian, and we should all be in the same boat, going the same goddamn direction to make Canada better. But obviously, you don't want no part of that. And for you to sit there and say Jason Kenney sitting there rattling his saber, you know what? Jason Kenney should pull that sword out of the saber and start swinging it. That's what I think. What would happen, people, if every oil company in Western Canada shut the taps off, stopped producing oil for 30 days? What would happen to Canada? Eh? British Columbia definitely going to take it up the poop chute. There's no doubt there. But God damn it, let's try and all be Canadian. Let's make Canada better. This here is absolute bullshit. This whole thing, it just infuriates me how they feel that they are better, a distinct society, or whatever the hell they think they are. I thought we were all Canadians, and we should all be in the same boat going the same direction. So they don't have a right, in my mind. You need to develop your own resources and not depend on other provinces. And for Legault to say that it's going to take maybe 20 years to change, I say bullshit to that too. And even if Kenney says he wants to have a referendum in Alberta about that section of the Constitution on equalization payments, and Legault says it's not legally binding, well, maybe, but maybe it'll send a message. Like, maybe we should all be in the same boat, going the same direction for the betterment of Canada. I would say so. This is absolute horseshit, Quebec. You guys need to pull your head of your ass. You're not special. You're not special at all. You're Canadians, and we should all be working together to make it better. And I hope you understand that, Legault, because as far as I'm concerned, you're a piece of shit. So anyways, glad you viewed Pull Your Head Out of Your Ass Canada. And if you like it, hit the like button, the share button, send us some comments. Like I say, we'll be getting some links up and some emails and stuff so you people can voice your opinions on today's topic. And it is absolutely a must, Canada. Pull your head out of your ass and let's make it happen. Have a great day. Bye.